Hello and good morning, and welcome to this Friday Tech Tip. My name is Carsten Mielbach, and today I'm gonna do a walkthrough on Microsoft Teams call queues. What are the options? What are the settings? What are the different stuff doing? So, to start with, we'll start by signing into Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Here and under the menu voice, we go all the way to the bottom. We have the call queue option in here. Here you will have listed of all your call queues, so we'll just go into one of them and then see what's done. So in the beginning we give them a name, and of course giving a name that makes sense, so it's easy and clear what is it. Then we need to have the resource account. I have talked about resource accounts before, and I will link below to that video. But pretty much that's the account where you assign phone numbers and stuff like that to. And also very important now, the virtual license, else it will not work. You can add more than one resource account to one call queue, which means that if you have 3 different phone numbers you want to have to enter into the same call queue, you can just add the 3 resource account, assign the 3 different numbers to it, and then add them in here. Really awesome and a nice feature. Then we have the option of assigning calling ID, which means that all the resource accounts that we enter in here, the member of that call queue will be able to show that number when doing outbound calls. And that resource account that we are putting in here doesn't have to be anything associated with that call queue or on overlaying auto attendant. You can take whatever resource account that has a phone number, add it in here, and then of course it will make the outbound calls based on that one. Remember to assign a voice routing policy to that resource accounts, else there's no way it will know how to route the call out to its provider or gateway or whatever. When that is done, then we set the language, and here we have, of course, with Microsoft we have multiple options. I'm located in Denmark, so of course it makes sense to have Danish in here. Good. Then we go next. Then we can have the option to put in a greeting. We can either put in a file we have created, again, format and max size are listed here, or we can do a type text-to-speech message, and it will take that language that we have chosen in the menu option before. So in this case it will be Danish. A lot of the times I don't use any greetings because I have an auto attendant and on top of it where all the announcements are taken care of. But the option is here if you have a call queue only by yourself. Remember, a call queue does not have a schedule, so it will be open all the time. The next one is music hall. During the call, if a customer is waiting, should we hear the default music on hold for Microsoft, or should we add a file up here? Remember, if you upload a music file, there are some royalties and so on, so make sure that you are not breaking any laws, and it's different from country to country, so please make sure you're on top of that one. Here we'll just play a default music on hold. When we go to the next one, we can go ahead and say who should answer the call, and we have the option of choosing a Teams. Then we can add it into a channel, which means that all the member of that channel in your Teams will be able to take the call. What do I have? I have some, so if I add any of those one, it will automatically route the call into that one, and the users of that channel will be able to handle the calls. Or we can go in here and say users and groups. It's a really nice function that if you add users and afterwards a group, because that's possible, again, you just search up a group here, then it will first take the users, then afterwards go into the group. Group is also a nice way of adding agents into it because it's dynamic. So if you have a group with, let's say, a support team, then every time you add a new employee into that team, he will or she will automatically be added into that call queue. Then we have the conferencing mode. If conference mode is set up, it will speed up the time for when you are answering the call. Because it's already in the conference where it is. I will have a later video where I will show the difference for the agent because there's something with numbering and so on. But this one will speed up the answering process. If we go to next one, we have the different routing options. Auto attendant, and you can always hover your mouse over here and see there's a little description. But attendant routing is when everybody is ringing the good old classic parallel. We have serial, which means that it takes from the top of the list of agent and just scroll down, and a new call will then start from the top again and scroll down. Round robin is pretty much the same as serial routing, but where the call is being answered in the list, the next call will continue from that position. So you will be more fair sharing. Longest idle, that agent that hasn't had the call for longest time will receive the next call here. Present-based routing, if we enable that one, we look into the agent's presence. I don't know if you recall, in good old Skype for Business days, you should be green before you receive a call. Here, if we have present-based off, you will receive calls in same conditions as a direct call to you. So this is very nice that we have the options to do it with presence-based or without presence-based. This one, if an agent can push out a call. Again, I will show that option in another video, but the settings are set here. And again, how long time should a call alert for an agent before it goes to the next agent? Overflow, here we have the maximum calls in queue. So this is amount of people that are waiting for an available agent. In this case, it's 50. And what happens is that if 51 is coming in here, then we will redirect the call to either a person, another call queue, an auto attendant, external number, or voicemail. And you just click the option and search for it in here. So let's, for example, say that we are going to here and looking for that one. Then if more than 50 people are waiting in the queue, the 51st will be forwarded into to the voicemail of the user, Carsten Mielbach. The same is here with time, where it's of course not amount of people, but amount of minutes that you're waiting. So we will come in here and say that if somebody has been waiting more than 20 minutes, we will redirect that to, again, let's say an external phone number. We can take that one, and then it will forward into my mobile number. So that was pretty much a walkthrough on the configuration on call queues. I hope it was useful and you got some out of it. Again, as I was mentioned, I will do a video later on how the agents see the different options. And below I will add links to my resource account video and also to my auto attendant video that makes sense to have on top of it. But yeah, stay safe and see you later.